correspondent for a television magazine show in her country.
Our second finalist, Russia.
Russia's Anna Malova is a medical doctor who also works as a model and is set to host her own television interview show.
Our third finalist, Miss Ireland.
Ireland's Andrea Roach is a successful model, a commentator on Irish television, and is pursuing her degree in marketing.
Our fourth spot goes to Miss Brazil.
Brazil's Michela Marque just finished her second year of law school, wants to be a judge, and is her home state's barrel racing champion.
6 more spots to fill. Our fifth finalist, Miss Colombia.
Colombia's Silvia Fernanda Ortiz helped found a school for local children and hopes to own her own international food restaurant.
Okay, I'm getting nervous now. Our sixth position goes to Miss India.
India's Limarina D'Souza wants to be a child psychologist, loves to cook, and wants to open an Indian fast food restaurant.
4 more spots to fill, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're getting them right at home. Our seventh position goes to Miss Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago's Wendy Fitzwilliam is in her last year of law school and would like to become a diplomatic representative in the Foreign Service.
Our eighth spot, Miss Venezuela.
Venezuela's Veruska Ramírez wants to be a marine biologist and volunteers for an organization that provides food and shelter to homeless children.
Two spots left for the final 10. The second last spot, 9th position, Miss USA.
The USA's Shawnee Jebbia is a co-host of a television sports fitness program and wants to get her master's in health promotion and wellness.
Now for our 10th and very final spot. The 10th position goes to Miss Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico's Joyce Gerard has a bachelor's degree in social work and special education, worked as a model, and wants to go to law school.
There they are, 10 of the most beautiful women in the entire universe. How's that for a top 10 list, huh? Eat your heart out, David Letterman. Up to you, Julian Alley.
Now, would you look at the diversity of this group?
I am so
it's
excited.
a high-fashion version of the UN Security Council.
I know. Any surprises here, Julie?
You know what? I am. I'm really surprised Miss Bonaire did not make the top 10. She's
I am
stunning,
also.
striking, intelligent.
I agree.
The Dominican Republic,
Same
too.
here. Same here. But you know what? I am not at all surprised that all these South American girls
No.
are up there. Because out of all the girls, they probably prepare the most.
It's true. And you know what? The crowd is loving this competition.
This is crazy in this venue here. And everybody was really excited about USA also.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, let's go back down to Jack.
Jack?
Well, here's how the judging works. All of the preliminary scores have been wiped out, and our judges start fresh with these 10 finalists. The highest and lowest scores will be tossed out, and the remainder will be averaged. Now, on to the first part of tonight's competition. We want you to get to know the delegates, so we're going to do it with just a little bit of a twist. In keeping with the international spirit of this pageant, each delegate has been assigned another delegate, and she has to learn everything she can about the other delegate's country. So let's see how well they studied for this world tour. And for those who need it, we have professional translating service here to help us. So let's meet our first delegate, Miss South Africa. She got together with the delegate from the Mediterranean island of Malta. Now, Miss South Africa, we understand that you want to spread the word that South Africa is multicultural. What was the most fascinating thing you learned about the Maltese culture?
I think that the most important thing about the Maltese culture was that they were extremely warm. This is what my Maltese partner conveyed to me. They're also quite a diverse community in terms of the fact that they have a very English community. If you're not aware, it used to be ruled by the English government once upon a time. So they have an English community, a British community, as well as Italian. So they're also quite diverse, very similar to South Africa.
Oh, sounds interesting. Now, I understand that you play quite a few musical instruments. Did you learn anything about the music of Malta?
Yes, I did. Something that's most common to Malta is folk music, which they perform village dancing to, and it's called the contra danza.
I think I'm going to have to learn that dance. Thank you very much. Would you step over here, please? Miss Russia. She took notes from Miss Ghana to study up for our little world tour. Miss Russia, now you're about to have your own television interview show. Did you learn anything about television in Ghana?
Oh, yes. Actually, it's similar as all over the world. It's international, it's modern, it has a lot of music, it has a lot of actors, movies, and everything what any television has.
Well, there you have it. So Ghana's no different than anywhere else, you're saying then, right?
Well, it's a little bit different climate. It's hot, it's in West Africa, but it's beautiful.
So when you do your interviews, you just sweat a lot. Got it. Okay, great. Russia is a very cold and very big country. Ghana is a very warm, very small country. What do you think your countries have most in common?
In my country...
What they would have in common? What would be similar between the two countries?
Well, I think a lot of cultural things, as I said, television and movies and...
And people sweat in Russia and they sweat in Ghana, right?
I think there is no difference between young generation because they all like the same thing. They like to go out, they like to go to the clubs, they enjoy the same things. It's all over the world.
Very good. Thank you very much, Miss Russia. Step over here, please. Miss Ireland. Now she hooked up with Miss Aruba to learn about one of the ABC islands just north of South America. Now after you finish school, you want to take a year off to travel. I understand. Now if you visited Aruba, what's the one thing you'd want to see most?
Well, Aruba is known as one happy island, so that's good. They have white beaches and one climate all year, which is hot. So that's a change from Ireland, and I think I'd enjoy that, the beaches.
Would you wear a lot of sunscreen because your skin's so fair? Would you think you'd wear a lot of sunscreen out on the beaches out there?
Well, my mother's Indian, so I tan fairly easily. I have sallow skin, so I don't need... I'm not like most Irish people. I can get a suntan.
Perfect. Okay. So you both live on islands now, both of you. What's the biggest difference in the Emerald Isle as the Isle of Aruba?
Well, I think it's similar in the fact that the people seem to be friendly. The difference would be that Aruba depends solely on tourism for their source of income, and Ireland doesn't. We have our own industries and different sources of income. So that would be the main difference.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Step over. Miss Brazil. She took an imaginary trip across the Atlantic to learn about customs from Miss Cyprus. We'll have an interpreter for Miss Brazil. Your first question is, you want to be a judge in your country there, and there are many there are many female judges, excuse me. What did you learn about the role of women in Cyprus?
Você que está estudando para dia ser juíza, o que você aprendeu sobre a ilha do Chipre, das mulheres que querem ser juízas lá?
Bom, first, thank you and mahalo. Thank you. O que eu aprendi sobre as mulheres na ilha de Chipre é que as mulheres lá estão conseguindo tomar uma posição similar aos homens. Isso é muito importante. Eu acho que isso é um ponto muito positivo que eu vi nas mulheres de Cyprus.
I found out that the women in Cyprus are having a very powerful position as in the same level as the men do, and I think this is a very important role for women to have in the island of Cyprus.
Yes, it is. Now, Ms. Brazil, Portuguese is your native language. When you first got together, how did you and Cyprus communicate?
Porque o português é a sua língua nativa. Como é quando você conheceu a representante da Ilha do Chipre, que você podia se comunicar com ela?
English is my second language.
Thank you very much, Ms. Brazil. Thank you. Miss Colombia, she spent the last few days learning about the customs of Ukraine. Miss Colombia. Now, and we have an interpreter for her. Latin American men are not known for being bashful. What did you learn about men in the Ukraine?
Los hombres latinoamericanos no se conocen por ser tímidos. ¿Qué has aprendido tú sobre los hombres de Ucrania?
Bueno, la verdad, los hombres ucranianos son un poco más tímidos que los latinos. Los latinos somos muy alegres, muy espontáneos y nos caracteriza eso aquí y en cualquier lugar del mundo. Pero yo pienso que si voy a Ucrania y conozco a un hombre ucraniano, puedo enseñarle a ser un poco extrovertido y puede ser que le vaya muy bien.
Well, Ukrainian men are more timid than Latin American men, but Ukrainian men are, or Latin American men rather, are known because they are so bold and so happy, such a happy-go-lucky type of people. But I think that if I go to Ukraine and I meet a nice Ukrainian man, that I could teach him to be more extroverted.
Thank you very much, Ms. Colombia. We'll be back with the remaining 5 of our 10 finalists right here on CBS.
Dear Ange, a girl from New Zealand ought to know what Down Under means, and this is really it. One of the best things about Hawaii is the perfect climate for water sports, like surfing. A third of the state's best surfing beaches are on Oahu. So my mates grabbed the boards and tried to hang 10. Whoops! Let's try again. Whoops! Oh well, might as well stay down under, because there's so much to see below sea level. Time to check out top. Alright, finally got the hang of it. Or is that the hang 10 of it?
Let's continue our world tour. Now, don't forget, each delegate is being questioned about another delegate's country. Miss India. She knows a lot about the Central America since she shared her studies with Miss Costa Rica. Join me right here. Thank you. There you go. Now, you want to be a child psychologist. Did you learn anything about the way children are raised in Costa Rica?
I think the children in Costa Rica are pretty much raised as anywhere else in the world because the sense of family values in Costa Rica is very strong. And I think if you have that in a country, you can be very sure that children are brought up well.
I have to agree with you there. Now, you love to cook and you want to open your own restaurant. What did you learn about the food in Costa Rica?
The food in Costa Rica, well, their favorite dish is something called kaya pinto, which is rice and beans. And surprisingly, that's pretty much the same in my country as well. But Costa Ricans are not used to spicy food. They like their food a little bland.
So you just sneak a little hot sauce and just watch them all just grab their stomach, huh?
I'll just carry my chili powder if ever I go there.
Okay. Thank you, Miss India. Miss Trinidad and Tobago. She got together with Miss Japan to learn about a whole different kind of island. Now, carnival is almost a ritual in Trinidad. Did you learn anything about rituals in Japan?
Actually, I did. In Japan, their theater is very, very important. It's a very old tradition. It has been around for many, many, many centuries. And it's mainly classical Japanese music, and even though I won't be able to understand it, I understand it's very, very interesting. The stories are very easy to follow. The costuming is fantastic, very bright colors and that kind of thing. And in the Caribbean, we also use a lot of bright colors. So I would